Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering May 31st to June 6th, the first week in June, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these readings to be timeless, meaning you can come back at any time, and whenever you're guided to watch, that's when the messages are meant for you. So I want to start by having you check in for a moment with how you're feeling. Just pause, take a deep breath, and just tune into your physical body. Be aware of the thoughts that are on your mind. And I just want you to observe without judgment, without criticism, without putting your thoughts on something, whether your mind's been racing or you've been feeling incredible inner peace. I don't want you to attach it, well, I feel this way because of. So I just want you to feel it in your body. And take a deep breath. And this moment, this experience of what you're having is presence. It's being in the present moment, which truly is the feminine essence. She's here and now. She is aware. She's receptive and open to all facets of her being. And when I use the word she, I'm not connecting it to a gender. It is a vibration. It is an energy that we all embody, everyone on this planet. And there's been this push and pull of this masculine and feminine energy, restoring balance in the world, on this planet, in our communities, and in our physical bodies, and in our connection with the divine. And I love your comments. And one of the things I keep seeing, or I keep hearing people tell me, is you're so positive. You're so positive. And I take that as the most amazing compliment. Amazing's not even the word. I take it as the most humbling compliment, because I think somebody mentioned in a comment that she said something like, "Oh, it sounds like you. I bet you've been through some stuff." And when I read that comment, I was like, "Girl, you have no idea." And so it made me pause and reflect about my positivity and my energy and my vibration. And, as a triple Cancer, and then also my Mercury's in Cancer, and being such a water dominant sign, what you see is what you get with me. And it isn't an act. It isn't a front. It isn't like fleeting. The way I move in the world is a conscious choice. And I don't want it to ever come across that it's easy. Those of you who are into zodiac signs, Cancer energy and what we can be emotionally wild. So understand that I am on this spiritual journey just as much as you are. I know a lot about a lot. And on the flip side of the coin, I know nothing. I'm just scratching the surface of what is out there. Even the Dalai Lama, there's still so much more for him to attain, achieve, acquire, and receive with this divine essence. So remember, this work, this journey that we're on is life work. But we cannot keep moving and operating the way we've been going. And this is a time, huge, massive portals of energy to look at our own stuff without judgment, without criticism, without expectation, without victim energy, without blame. Now the pathway is moving through judgment, criticism, victimhood, blame, to get to the other side and understand that everything that you experience, however you label it, good, bad, or indifferent, is a part of you in some way. Now I take a deep breath with that, because that is a tough nut to swallow for a lot of people. It's easy to blame, judge, criticize, be the victim, and skirt around the journey of going within. And I feel like last week's message, if you haven't watched it, please, I'll link it at the end of this video. Please go watch it. God came through with feeling safe at home within God's vibration. God is love. That is love. When we talk about love on the planet, I am talking about God, that highest vibration of unconditional love, whatever that vibration is to you. Source, creator, universe, highest vibration of unconditional love. And so as light expands, anything that doesn't match that vibration will have to come up and out and purged. And this is where we're seeing this energy being released into the world. There's a lot of incredible movement of emotions and energy and feelings, and it's like the Matrix is just being I want to say shifting, but that's not even like the grand of the word that I want to use, as grand of a word as I want to use. And if you can be in the place of observation and take time to pause and reflect upon, and this is where having conversations with God and befriending this vibration in the divine, letting them become your confidants. And this is how I can choose positivity. Even when fear is coming up, even when criticism and judgment within me is coming up, I can move through it, I can embrace it, I can feel it. And then I go to God and say, God, show me what I need to know about this. Jesus, give me the pathway. Show me how to move through this. Take this from me. And it's not just, for me, this journey isn't just 10 minutes in the morning, an hour maybe in the middle of the week. It is a way of life. It's all day, every day. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to be wild and express myself. And I love to be untraditionally what people would have expected of me. Now, on this flip side of the coin, I have a very small network of people that have access to that part of me. Because I'm still exploring the essence of who I am, as is you all who are watching this video. And you're exploring your essence of home, and I think it's important to know that everybody in this world has different layers to them, different facets. And I think it's easy to put people in a box. I think it's easy to expect them to think a certain way because of what they do, act a certain way because of how they are or their profession. And I think we're just seeing all the true colors and the multifaceted energy of humanity. One of the saddest things I'm finding through this as I go out and venture into the world is people don't know how to be. They don't know how to not be themselves. I had to order a delivery, a food delivery yesterday. And I was outside with my dog when he pulled up, and I was like, oh, hey, that's for me. And he was kind of walking over cautiously. Like, we didn't know. I'm like, you can put it on the grass if you want, and it's like he wanted to hand it to me and I wanted to take it, and it was just awkward and I was just frustrated. I'm like, oh, this isn't humanity. This isn't the essence of who we truly are. Do we hold a door? Do we not hold the door? And I think this is what I'm grieving. I think this is the sad part. And when I give it to God and when I ask Jesus to show me the way, I feel emotional thinking about it. What I keep coming back with is just be love. Just energetically be love, and people will feel it. So, as I'm tearing up, that is my message for you this week. Just be love, whatever that is to you. Smile, your warm eyes, if you're wearing masks, your energy in the world. The world needs you exactly as you are now. And as you shift and open, the world around you will feel safe enough to shift and open and understand that everything is a process. I have worked with a bunch of clients during this pandemic who's struggling with life purpose. Like, what am I doing with my life? Where am I at? What people don't understand is that this yucky stuff, this inner work, this shadow work, the classes you're taking, the information you're receiving, what you're learning is part of your purpose. Understand that God is teaching you, and this is the pathway to purpose. When we see the Oprahs of the world and Joanna Gaines and Jennifer Lopez's and Keith Urban's and Joel Osteen's and Tony Robbins, and we see these master creators on this planet doing their thing, they didn't get there just magically. What you're going through exactly right now, the frustrations, the confusions, the desire to know, the desire to learn, nobody, and see, this is the challenge I have, is I can support you on your journey of the pathway to purpose, to your soul mission, on your spiritual journey. But I can't tell you who you're going to be. Nobody can tell you who you're going to be and what you should do. It shouldn't be that way. For me, it was much more impactful to have the support that I had in order to find my way, to discover the essence of what's inside of me. And I know so many people are looking for somebody to tell them. And unfortunately, you're never satiated. You're never fulfilled, right? Because it has to come from within. And this is the journey. This is the yucky stuff. This is the part that nobody wants to face. This is the stuff that people don't want to look at. So it's easy to look at the world and say, well, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Well, we have to understand that there is no problem. It's how we transform that shifts the world around us. So again, I just feel passionate about this subject. Now, I will share more of this stuff. I have finally finished my subscription page and the technology and the links. I am in the process of posting content in the subscription page. So that will be available soon. There's going to be 2 tiers right now, and there will be a subscription for $27 a month and one for $47 a month. And they'll only be, I have to limit spots, friends, not because I want, it's not a marketing scheme to like get people in. It's because I don't want to overwhelm myself. So there'll be 50 spots for the $27 subscription part, and then there'll be 30 spots for the 47, and I'll post next week probably. I'll post the link so that you can go on and you can look at it. There's no commitments with this. If you want to join and then a few months later you're like, this is not for me, all you have to do is opt out. It's really, I really just want to share more of this work and create more of an intimate, sacred community rather than this very, very big public forum. Now, you don't have to join the subscription program. I will continue with these weekly readings, and I will continue to post pick a card readings as I'm inspired. So please don't feel like you have to join. I just don't like that kind of marketing that that whole pushy, or like, I don't know. I just don't like it. Personally, it's not for me. I'm not saying anything about anybody else. Whatever it works for them, obviously, because it's a platform that's out there. It's just not for me. So we're going to be in this together. I don't know how it's going to unfold. I always say the type of work that I do is not results oriented. It's not goal oriented. You're not going to give me something to get something. My work is an experience. It's a development. It's kind of like a flower that grows over time and becomes something beautiful. That's what my coaching work is all about. I don't guarantee anything. It's great to have an intention for the session, but we truly connect with your guardian angels, your guides, your life purpose number, and I assist you on the pathway to inner fulfillment, whatever that is for you. And this is why I can't define it, because every single person, every single one of my clients are different, and every single one is in a different place in their life and has just different intentions. So the people who are called to my coaching work are called for a reason. And it's been pretty incredible watching your journeys unfold and be part of this experience. It's an honor for me. It's a treasure. And I thank you, because as you show up, I'm able to see and be able to see the patterns. I'm able to see what the collective is going through, and then I can share that with others who are feeling alone and sad and scared. So it's a mutual exchange of energy, heart to heart. It's like the 8, right? My heart to your heart to my heart, and we just radiate that energy out to the world. So it's a community. Anyway, so let me get into the reading. I am going to start with the Keepers of the Light deck. Additional message from Nature's Whispers, Crystal Angels. Then I'm going to get a message from God, see what the boss has to say, and then a message of love from him to support you for the week. All right, so let me start opening up space, calling in all your guardian angels and guides. The archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, Mother Goddess, Holy Spirit, and all their holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, friends. Let's begin. All right, Keepers of the Light, what guide wants to come through for the collective this week? What message do you have? Let's go with this one. Mary Magdalene. Oh, I love it. Teacher Awakens. I was just researching her yesterday. I was trying to find the Gospel of Mary Magdalene online in a book. I haven't found anything that resonates. And it's so funny because I asked her, I said, Mary Magdalene, bring the book to me. Tell me what you want me to read. Tell me what you want me to know, and what I can share with the world. And here she is today. I am, again, she's all love. She's the divine feminine essence, right? She learned how to move through the planes of existence to reach that soul vibration, to connect with Jesus after the ascension. So Teacher Awakens. I feel like I'm a teacher that's awakening as well as you. And her message this week, it says, you have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Oh my God, I'm just feeling the love this week. Oh, I feel like I'm a raw nerve. And she is powerful, right? I believe she's one of the one of the misunderstood apostles of Jesus. And I believe her and Jesus were that divine masculine, divine feminine vibration on this planet. And unfortunately, because the feminine energy is the unseen, it is an essence, it's a vibration, it's a whole mood. And because we live in a world that's very seeing is believing oriented, it's been really hard for this vibration to be activated. I found my way to my calling and to this inner place within through despair, through adversity, through struggle. And what really brought me into it was the job that I was working in at the time. It was just not a job for me, and it was soul crushing. And I remember waking up every morning crying, having to go to this job that I hated so much. It was so out of alignment with the essence of who I was. And I remember saying to somebody, my soul is dying. Emotional dramatic cancer, right? And but it was that pain that led me on this journey of this spiritual journey, and through a series of events, and then a very hard breakup a couple years ago, maybe it was a couple years ago now, over a year. Very, very hard breakup. It awakened something within me. It awakened this pain. It awakened this anger. It awakened this rage. It awakened this fire within me. And that was the goddess Kali. Kali came in and woo, my life with chaos, disorder, and disarray. Man, she awoke, how do I want to say that? She awakened, right? Awakened a force within me that can no longer be contained. And so understand that Mary Magdalene is working with so many of you. There are so many beautiful men on this planet, masculine gender energy, who are also activating this feminine energy. And it's been so incredible. So the men who show up to this channel, who are in your masculine energy, but you embody this nurturer, you embody this patient, understanding, kind vibration. Thank you. The world needs more of that. You know, I call myself a spiritual feminist. I'm on a mission to work with this feminine energy and awaken the goddess on this planet, which is really the unseen, which again is a force of God, of Mother Nature. And so this is where we're coming into the world, co-creating in harmony and balancing out our inner masculine and feminine. Chip Gaines and Keith Urban and Joel Osteen are vibrations that I see that they create with their feminine energy, but they're very masculine beings. They're masculine beings, but they create through their feminine essence. They're nurturers, they're caregivers of the planet, and they use their thinking mind. It's so incredibly powerful. Now, friends, those of you who are watching this, when you redirect your energy and focus on more of those energies, and as you work on the balance within yourself, you're going to start seeing that energy show up in your 3D world, and it's powerful. And so Mary Magdalene, know that there are some of you who are feeling scared, confused, angry. You're feeling like your whole world is falling apart. You have no idea who you are and what you're doing. You're going through this. Sometimes it feels like a breakdown, and understand that is the goddesses. That is Kali entering your life, awakening this force in you. She's clearing out the darkness. She's clearing out the ego programs, the old beliefs, the old ways of doing things, and it feels dark. It feels scary. It feels confusing. And so know that you're not alone. Call on the Mary Magdalene to assist you with this. We need that mother energy back on this planet more than ever right now, that nurturing energy. And so call on Mary Magdalene to support you through this vibration, through this energy. It's all light. Call somebody, that can support you in it. It's part of that breakdown that some of you may be going through is part of the transformation. I've been through it multiple times, and I can tell you on the other side of it, it's incredible. And this is the work. This is your inner work. It's your shadow work. It is nothing outside of you. It's all within you. And there's this transformative energy that's happening. And I think that's why the last couple months, these readings have been about meditation, spiritual practices and habits, rituals, disciplines, connection, community, rebuilding your relationship with God and Jesus and the divine, activating that divine feminine energy within you. That's what this has been all about, because you've been going through this metamorphosis. Those of you who are on the flip end, who are in high vibrating energy, who have been doing your inner work, your shadow work, you get it, you see it. This is her call to you saying, talk to her so that she can help you assist. She can help assist you put your message out into the world. Put your energy out into the world. And this doesn't necessarily mean being an Oprah. This doesn't necessarily mean being a Maya Angelou. This doesn't necessarily mean being on this big, giant public platform. It's maybe on a small scale and how you smile and wave at somebody who's walking on the other side of the street. How do you slow down and wait for somebody to cross the street? How do you have compassion and empathy for a mama whose kids are just crying because they're emotional and they're feeling the world? How do you show up in love? And that too is the transformation. That is too you being the teacher. That is you being the vibration of the example in the world. And as I keep saying, you get to choose. There is no right or wrong, good or bad. We learn, we have experiences, and some are blissful and amazing, and others are yucky, and they're challenging, and they're painful, and they're annoying. I was watching World of Dance the other day, and Jennifer Lopez, she made a comment how she was preparing for the Super Bowl, and she was so full of nerves and anxiety, and she was all like anxious, and she said, I looked up and said, why do I do this to myself? And then she said after the Super Bowl, she made a comment like, yes, and it's magical and it's amazing, and this is what I'm here for on this planet. So when we can pull out of blame and putting what's happening to us on somebody else, and we can really learn how to navigate through those emotions and those feelings, the bliss on the other side, the deep inner fulfillment, the transformation that you move through is undeniable, and it is a level of empowerment that the world doesn't even know. Those of you who are watching this channel and hearing these messages and you're feeling it, you are the minority. You are the teachers on this planet, and we've been coming to these lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes to teach this. And this is a transformative lifetime for so many of us. So you get to choose and you get to handpick consciously. We've come into this life. I think I say this every single week. We've come into this life as a human to know God in human form, to co-create with the essence of that vibration. We need the feminine and we need the masculine energy. We need this harmony. And then what happens is partners, masculine and feminine energies come together. The polarity of the vibration come together like magnets, and it's magical, and it shifts the vibration on the planet. So we need you to live your best life and experience the inner work, the shadow stuff, the digging, the uncomfortable, the yucky stuff, right? And this is why nobody, it's not an easy process to go through. So, I just want you to look back at all you've overcome and give yourself a pat on the back for all the hard things that you went through, the situations that you left, the changes you've made, the awakenings you've had, the things that you've shared. And I say this so often, it's vulnerability. It is you sharing yourself with the world. And it's really none of your business how other people receive it or respond, right? This is just part of you being you. And so, when you can share that information, when you're sharing God with the world, when you're sharing your divine feminine essence with the world, you will call in the people that will match that. Feminine essences and feminine energy is manifesting energy. It's master manifesting. And it's funny because the bottom of the deck here is Isis, magical manifesting. It says your dreams and visions and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. I peeked at the bottom and I knew she was going to come in somewhere and I just didn't know where. So here she is, magical manifesting. So when your vibration is in alignment with what you feel, like when you're inside, it feels good and it feels happy and it feels loving, you're going to bring more of that into the world. So ask Mary Magdalene to show you love in the world. Ask her to be a teacher for you. Ask her to be a guide. Ask her what she needs you to know and how you can be a teacher in this world. Those of you who are struggling right now and challenged, I love you. I love you so much. And I thank you for being in that space because this is part of the transformation. Don't get stuck in the middle. Just keep moving. And again, a lot of times transformation is beyond the human experience. It's beyond what we can do for ourselves. It's a way of being. It's a way of openness and receptivity and presence and intuition and guidance. It's powerful. So, okay. I feel like I just kind of went off on a tangent there. Let me bring it back. All right, Mary Magdalene, what additional messages do you have from Nature's Whispers? And I always put the cards in the links below if you want to purchase them. I think all these cards that I'm using are still available online. Or I encourage you, if you have these decks, go into the book and read more and take some time with it. Something more might pop out for you. All right, let's go with this. Additional message. Expansion. Yay! Oh, this is what's happening. Remember we were talking about masculine and feminine energy coming into alignment. This is your inner partnership, which in turn will shift your external partnerships. Card number 12, 1 + 2 is 3. 3 for me is the Holy Spirit energy. It is the balance of the masculine and feminine energy. It's the Holy Trinity that you may vibrate with. 3 also too is a lot of times the ascended masters showing up and saying you're not alone, we're with you. Let me see, I kind of want to go into the book and get some more information on expansion. There's a lot of growth here. There's flowers growing. There's hot air balloons that expand. There's, of course, this feminine essence that's looking out, hummingbird energy, new beginnings. And again, I cannot say enough to this partnership here, this union inside you and externally. Let's see here. So the book says on expansion, you're continually moving, evolving, and going through cycles in your life. Attune and align yourself with the rhythms of nature around you. This is an exciting time with new beginnings, growth, and changes. There are many settings that will provide inner development and expansion. Pay attention to everything that is going on around you and the effect it is having on you. Yes, this is basically the entire reading up until this point. It's so magical. Consider environmental issues or use this as an opportunity for new studies. It's a good idea to recognize the need for extra rest and personal care while integrating new energies, so you are ready for important messages and opportunities. Just as in nature, you too have seasons of growth and maturity. I love it. All right. Additional messages from the crystal angels. Additional message do you have for the collective this week? Okay. Wow. Yes. Life lessons. Peridot. This is a beautiful stone. I have some peridot and I love it. It's such a warm, gentle, beautiful green stone. It says life lessons. You can break free from reoccurring negative patterns and praying by praying to know the lesson and blessings they contain. I'm sorry. I'm just, these readings are just so magical. It's just so amazing how they unfold. I get excited myself. So again, you can break free from reoccurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and blessings they contain. So just as I was saying earlier, to reiterate, God, show me what I need to know about this feeling. Show me what I need to know about this emotion. Show me what I need to know about this experience that I'm having. Dig deeper, right? We're being asked to move beyond the surface. The ego wants to tell you that it's because of something else. Something else is doing this to me. Now, that is part of evolving. That is certainly part of many people's experience. But what happens is you get trapped into this cycle that someone or something is doing this to you, and you never get out of that cycle. It's always something, right? It's always this person or this experience or this job or this kid or this. And so, we've been pulled back in this quarantine energy, this time of isolation. And I hear my clients are saying, well, all those things went away and I'm still dealing with it. So it must be me. And I'm like, ding, ding, right? And so that is just part of the spiritual journey. That aha moment and that awareness, right, is part of growth. It's part of moving through the experience. When you raise your vibration and consciousness, when you become more aware, you're like, wait a minute. This has got nothing to do with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. This is my own stuff, and that's spiritual maturity. That's growth. When you can look at your stuff and be like, oh crap, and giggle about it and say, all right, God, show me how to move this. That's spiritual growth. That's spiritual maturity. And we're all moving through a vibration. So many of you, no matter where you're at, you're going through life lessons right now. You're going through experiences. And earth angels, we're funny, meaning like when we get where we've been working towards, when we get somewhere that we've been working towards, we're like, okay, what's next? Okay, I'm bored. I want to do something else. So know that where you're at right now is where many people in the world are striving to get to. So when you can treasure the space that you're in now, wherever you're in, if it's a yucky space, if a confused space, if it's a lonely space, if it's a blissful place, understand that there are vibrations behind you, not lower than, but there are people that are working on their journey to get to where you're at. And they need you as a teacher to share that information. And that's why I'm here. This is why I do what I do. I've learned a lot of stuff through a lot of challenges, right? I own it. I know I made a conscious choice to come into this planet with the numbers that I came in, with the vibration that I carry, for a reason. It's not always easy. It's not always unicorns and rainbows. And my positivity, like I said, is a conscious choice. It is something that I have to continue to show up to without suppressing and pretending and putting on a mask and acting like I'm somebody that I'm not. And this is why it's so important for me to share my personal insights and stories and guidance, so that you know that there is a pathway. And I pray that this helps you to understand yourself more and allows you to go deeper and explore your own journey and relationship with the divine. So let's get into God's messages. Oh boy. All right, God, what do you have for us this week? What do you want us to know? God, source, creator of the universe, unconditional love, vibration, power, powers that be. What do you want to call it? Let's go with this one. I love these colors this week. Yes! Shine your inner light brightly. The city has no need of sun or moon, for the glory of God illuminates the city, and the Lamb is its light. Revelation 21:23. Alleluia. Amen. Praise Jesus. So I feel like, again, this speaks to the external, as I was just talking about, like, basically, it's saying, like, you don't need the sun and the moon to light your life. I light your life. So, meaning you don't need the external, the 3D world. You don't need your kids all to be perfect and your husband or your wife to be perfect or your bank account to be full to have light in your life. God is saying, I am the light. And when you have the light within you and expands, everything else adjusts around you. Again, the city has no need for the sun or moon, for the glory of God illuminates the city. God is love. God equals love. And this is why I feel like I keep being guided to share the word love, the energy of love. And remember, a lot of us, many of us, we grew up with conditional love. We grew up with a society that put conditions on us. Like, religions that a lot of people have been raised in and cultures is like, well, if you do this, I'll love you. If you don't do this the way I want you to, I'm not going to love you. And so we keep choosing these limited levels of love because that's all we know and we get trapped into it. But yet our soul, our inner selves is like, lonely and confused and sad. And so maybe you have the money in the bank and maybe you have the job that you love and maybe you have the relationship you have, but you're still feeling empty, right? That's this vibration, this love vibration that the planet is missing. And in order for you to know it, it kind of has to be painful. So pain and pleasure is like hand in hand. It's two sides of the same coin. And if you can learn how to transform, part of my subscription program, the $47 one, is online classes and me doing like recordings of online classes and being able to for you to tune in live. And one of the things that I want to teach about is transforming ego and fear into to revitalize your system, being able to transform it into creativity, because it's not good or bad. It is a navigator. The ego and fear and all the emotions that are coming up that you may label as negative is a navigator for you to show you where you're at. And when you're present with it, you can shift it and get right back. And then you can use that energy to revitalize your system and recharge your energy. And this is that part of empowerment that I'm talking about. But it comes from an openness, an awareness, and an acceptance that there is an unseen vibration that works with us, whatever you want to call it, light, highest vibration of light, right, on this planet. And I feel like this is where God is coming in and saying, come back to the love. Let's see. Okay, come back to the love, of course, right? As I pull the whispers of love. All right, God, let's just put these up here. What is the final message this week? What message of love? What message of love do you want to whisper to the collective this week? Whispers of love. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's do these. Be authentic to who you are. This has come up for a couple times for my clients this week. Again, here's the 3, right? 9, 10, 11, 12. What do we have? 12, 3. Here it is again, right? Even, I encourage some of you to go online and look up angel number 3. There may be more for you there too, as well. There might be more insight. There's just so much about these numbers. And really, I can only share a little bit in only a short amount of time, but I encourage you to do your research, go deeper. It says you are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel, right? So maybe this week you're going to be asked to express yourself. Maybe you're going to be asked to share how you feel. Let me see. Be authentic to who you are. You are a human having a spiritual experience. No, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And the thing is, we're experiencing levels of love, like I said, we've never experienced before. And earth angels, the reason why my life's work is working with earth angels. And the reason why I love it is because we embody this vibration of love, this pure essence of love. Like, we just do things because we love it. We do things because we genuinely want to help people. But when we're not aware of our healthy inner masculine that sets boundaries and create structure around this beautiful gift of love that we possess inside, it ends up being easily taken advantage of. And we negate, if we've got this distorted masculine within us and we're operating in like the mind, it's like we will talk ourselves out of the intuitive hits that we're getting. Like, oh, well, I can't see it, and I don't know why. And this is why covert and overt narcissism and these challenging relationships show up to be a reflection of, it's a reflection of the distorted masculine, which is also a vibrational match of the distorted masculine within us, and how we're bullying ourselves and criticizing ourselves. We're betraying our own intuition and our gut feelings. I mean, every time I ask a client, let me ask you, when you go back to the beginning of that situation, that experience, was there something within you? Was there something that told you, son ain't right? And 99.9999% of the time, they're like, oh yeah, right? And so that's how you learn from that. You're like, oh, I remember that feeling. Oh boy, this feeling's coming up again. Okay, so I can't see it in the world. And again, this person's, they're not physically abusing me, and it's not all the time. So we justify and rationalize these behaviors. And it's the same thing of what we do within ourselves. We're like, well, I feel that. And well, they're showing me this, and I don't want to judge, and I don't want to be critical. So let me just see. And then we end up in these situations with family dynamics and friends and relationships that just annihilate this beautiful gift of love that we have within us. But it's part of the learning. That's a part of forgiveness, right? And forgiving yourself, accepting where you're at, being able to learn from these experiences, right? And then being able to move forward. So this is the inner work of balancing the masculine and feminine, and really strengthening and clearing out that distorted masculine and even that distorted feminine, that bitter, angry, resentful, right? Distorted feminine. But it's the pathway to spiritual growth. It's a pathway through evolution. It's like you got to go through it. So, when you go into a corn maze, right, in the fall, you got to go through the maze. You got to go against the roadblocks, and you got to kind of keep moving, and you got to strategize. And this is the spiritual journey. And friends, this is life work. This is why we've come here, right? And so we're coming in this place to learn how to be authentic. And as I said, you guys are, we're the minority on this planet. So, there isn't going to be a lot of information. There's a lot of people who put a lot of information out there based on where they're at on their spiritual journey. So you have to check in with yourself. Like I said, there may be some of you who are listening to this that are way beyond what I know, and that's fine, right? This is a medium, like maybe a point for you to say, oh wow, okay, I've learned all this stuff. Let me continue on my journey. God, show me a teacher that will nourish my soul. Maybe some of you are listening to this and you're not quite there yet, and we're planting seeds. Maybe some of you are in it and you're like, yes, this is what I need, right? Trust that within you, as instead of labeling it good or bad, right or wrong. She's right, he's wrong, they're this, they're that, and being able to pull back and take it more as a learning experience and a navigator of where you're at. Final message, friends. Yes, ask for help. What is it you really need to help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need, right? 5 is about change and transitions. It's about new ways of thinking, new ways of operating, new ways of moving in the world, right? Like huge changes are rumbling in your life. So ask for help. This is why I do what I do. Like I said, I am not going to guarantee any specific results. I am not going to tell you what to do. I am going to shine a light on what you may not see and help give you a pathway. I'm kind of like the work that I do and others that are like me and what we do, we're kind of like, if you can think about us like stabilizers on a cruise ship. Like your boat is going, it's moving. And when the waters get rocky, those stabilizers kick in and adjust so everybody in the boat doesn't get seasick, right? And you need it. If not, the boat would rock way back and forth. So if you can think about being open to receiving support and guidance as people who can stabilize, right? I can give you the energy into multiple different things. And then I teach you how to trust your intuition, how to navigate that situation or experience. A client of mine described it as, and this is why I'm getting on this because asking for help is so important, because you can certainly do it by yourself. Absolutely. But what I have found is my growth has expanded threefold because of the support that I've been open to in my life. And it's taken me some time finding the right support. I've had to try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And that's why, I don't really put, structure around the work that I do. I mean, my coaching, I asked for 3 months. Give me 2 sessions a month for 3 months, 6 sessions, because that really gives me an opportunity to know you, know your history, know your energy. It allows me to talk to you and for me to see your patterns and where you're at. And then many people continue that going forward, but eventually it's for you to be able to function on your own. It's not for you to be like, oh, I need Gladys. Oh, I need her to tell me. That's not what this is about, right? It's a journey of support. So if you can see the people that you're choosing in your life are stabilizers in your life, they're able to give you guidance and support, but ultimately empower you to make the best decisions. Really, there are no mistakes. It's all learning, right? There are plenty of things that I've done, but I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't do that. Like, oh, girl, why do you do that? And so a client of mine explained it as like, it's like being in a bad relationship. Like everybody can see it but you, and nobody can tell you because you're in this and all you see is what you see. And so when people come to me in the work that I do, it's kind of like they're in the space like nothing's working. This is my last resort, or okay, I'm open to anything. And that's when you're open to actually hearing and receiving your stuff, your inner work, your shadow stuff, right? Because I'm not in it with you. And so we just kind of shine a light on what you don't see. So there's a lot of aha moments. There's a lot of deep breaths that are like, and you can feel it moving through your body. I mean, that's how it feels for me when I'm coming into something in an aha moment and an expansion. I take a deep breath. I'm like, yes. That is the healing. In that moment, that is the healing. There's no more that you have to do going forward because you're shifting your vibration. It's kind of like settling into the subconscious because now you can't not see these things. So anyway, God is saying, ask for help. Call on your angels, call on your guides, call on Mother Nature, Mother Goddess, Father God. If you're not sure, Mary Magdalene, if you're not sure like who to go to, like I said, call on Jesus. Ask him to show you. I can tell you, friends, he will lead you to the light. Okay, this is a passionate reading. So I pray that you stay alive, that you stay awakened, healthy, and strong this week, and vibrant. Shine your light. Like I said, the world needs you to expand. Shine your inner light brightly. If you have an abundance of energy, let me clarify that. If you have abundance of energy, if you're not feeling it and you're feeling depleted, meaning you're irritable, you're frustrated, you're confused, it's a sign that you're energetically drained, right? And so go to your bed or go to that cozy chair or go sit out in that spot in nature and just pause and allow nature to fill you up. Allow God to fill you up. Allow signs, maybe you see numbers, maybe you see animals. Receive that medicine from the unseen, receive that medicine to fill you up, and then from there, shine your light. All right, friends, let me close space thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God source, creator of the universe, all his holy beings of light that has showed up, Mother Goddess, Mary Magdalene who showed up, and I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. All right, so I am going to be out of my office for June. There's still way too many restrictions, which I understand, I get, but part of the work that I do in the office is an experience. And if I can't stay true to that experience for clients, it's just, I don't want to do it, period. So until we can kind of get back to things not being so strict and rigid, I get it. I'm still offering online support. My services, my online video chats are still discounted. I'm going to keep them slightly discounted for June. Again, they'll probably go back up in July if things loosen up, taking things month by month. Again, keep an eye out for that subscription program. I will mention it probably next week. It'll be ready. I'm going to be polishing it up if that's what you're guided to. What else can I offer? I'm doing group readings online on Zoom. So if you have a group of 6 people or more, I think like 8 would be a max, and you want an hour or 2 to maybe, let me know. What I'll do is I'll connect you with your loved ones, guardian angels and guides. So if you and your friends are getting together on Zoom and you want to do something fun, send me a message and we can schedule something. So again, I'm still offering support, just I'm not doing energy work and one-on-one sessions in the office for the month of June. All right, so I love you so much. Thank you for sharing my videos. Thank you for your support in the comments. You have no idea how much they nourish my soul. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember that God loves you so much. I love you. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.